Welcome back into sports. I'm Brandon Green here in downtown Detroit with the GOAT herself and two-division undisputed champ, Claressa Shields and Claressa, your upcoming fight with Savannah Marshall. There's a lot of hype around it, but when you get in the gym, what's going through your mind and what do you want to think about as you're working out?
I just want to be better than yesterday. That's all it's ever been for me. As far as in being better than her, I'm already better than her. I already got the accomplishments, the gold medals, the wins, and everything. It's not really about her. Yes, she's a good fighter and everything, and she holds one belt, but I hold 12. And I don't think about her when I'm training. We have a game plan for her for the fight, a whole lot of game plans, but I'm just trying to be better than what I was yesterday.
And the only loss in your amateur or professional career came to her. So when you think about that, I know you said you don't think about her in your training, but does that fuel you a little bit just to go ahead and get that out the way and just show the world?
Y'all be saying that wrong. I only lost in the amateurs in boxing. She's not my only loss in the amateurs or the professionals. I've never lost in the professionals. I'm undefeated. So I lost to her 10 years ago in the amateurs by 6 points, 8 points to 14. It doesn't bother me at all because I've been able to be successful after that. Up on the other end, you got her, lost every tournament she was in after that. In those same tournaments, I won gold. So, having one loss in the amateurs and being able to turn pro and do everything that I've done, I don't really care about it. But I think it's a great story. It's a great storyline. I guess we got history. She don't like me. I don't like her. And I look forward to the fight in 6 weeks.
Do you ever think about where you are right now in your career and what you've done for the sport and for young women like yourself from Flint to like you doing the kids camp and they could see you, they could touch you and be around you? You don't really get that with athletes. So do you ever think about that and the impact you're having?
I know that I have a big impact on on the city of Flint and Michigan and just in the USA and black girls and just girls who want to box. And I do take pride in that. That's why I carry myself the way that I do. That's why I continue to be confident. People have tried to force me to quiet down and find a happy medium and be nice to my opponents and don't trash talk, but it's boxing, and I'm very passionate about the sport. I love boxing. I love the trash talk, actually. I love the build up to fights. And I'm officially a millionaire and I can do whatever I want and I don't have to follow all these rules that they put on women. So I just want to, show the younger girls coming up that just be you. You don't have to worry about trying to be like her, do what he say. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want to do and still be great. And that's just the example that I want to set. And as far as in helping the kids in Flint, I don't know where I'd be without boxing. So me giving back with the Shields Community Outreach nonprofit it's very heartwarming to me. And I've met over 100, 150 kids within the last few weeks. Been able to teach them, spend time with them, mold them, see people who didn't have confidence gain confidence, and see a future in themselves. So I'm just happy that their parents is giving me the opportunity to do that.
And then you're about to leave for Florida and start training down there as well. So what went into that decision and why did you want to go to a different environment?
Well, I've been in training camp for 5 weeks already here. I know I usually do 6 weeks camp, but for this camp, since it's so important and she's such a big puncher, we're gonna put in an extra 5 weeks for her. But I like training in Florida. It's hot. I don't have any distractions with family and friends and stuff like that. And that's just where I do all my training camps at. I've never done a full camp here in Flint. Even when I fought in Flint, when I fought against Marie-Eve DeCare for the second undisputed title, I still did my training camp in Florida. So it's not nothing different.
Well, sweet. Well, thank you, Chan, for answering all my questions.
Of course.
That's going to do it for sports. I'm Brandon Green, reporting for ABC 12. I'll send it back over to the weather desk. Perfect. Thank you, Chan.
No problem. Thank you.
I feel like in the build-up of this fight, there's been a lot of talk about the emotions that you might deal with fighting her. Well, how do you feel like her emotions is? I mean, that hasn't really been something that's talked about. You feel like she might be overdoing it a little bit, trying to get in your head at all, or what's that emotional aspect of it?
Marshall has been quiet since the press conference, and she was quiet during our sit. I was thinking, she would have more energy, more spite, but when we were face to face, she tucked her tail. And that just showed me right there, she didn't want this fight. She knows she's not gonna win this fight. And You know, I seen her do an interview and she had a black eye, so they've been trying to put her through all kind of sparring and making sure that she's ready. But the truth is, she's light years behind me, and I've already taken off, and I'm just way much better than her. And her only opportunity to win the fight is to land a lucky shot and to knock me out. And I just don't see it happening. But I know that I've been in her head for a long time. When we were doing a press conference, she just kept doing this with her hands and her feet. She couldn't even, you know, hold it together, you know. And then she starts saying stuff like, oh, she's a fan of me and all this stuff. She already is psyched out already. And she's trying to put people around her to tell her, oh, she's a knockout puncher, she's this, she's that. And I'm going to keep bringing attention to that. She fought a whole bunch of tomato cans. And she's 12-0 with 10 knockouts. But if you go and look at her record, majority of those girls had losing records. And you're supposed to knock them out on a 3 days notice or a week's notice. You're supposed to knock out girls like that. So I don't really care about the mind games. Like, yes, some are being played, but when we get inside the ring, she hasn't done this before. She hasn't fought for an undisputed, you know, championship. This would be my third time. You know, so it's like people love the build up, people love the trash talk, but she's gonna want to talk trash in the ring, and I've been just set that to the side and just focused on training and being better and being faster, stronger, sharper, smarter. So, you know, I think she knows that, and she knows that she in for a big fight, a tough fight.
Claressa, how much fun are you having with the lead up to this, you know, really unprecedented main event?
I'm having a lot of fun. I mean, I think my best lead up to a fight was with Christina Hammer. I think she was probably the second biggest trash talker in boxing. And we really had like a real dislike for each other, but she had some accomplishments to back her up to the thing that she was saying, and she made an attempt to fight me, and even though I beat her down in our fight, I gained her respect. But trash talk is trash talk, but also facts are facts, and I'm just way better than Marshall, and she knows that.
Do you know, I mean, I guess, why is it they're just trying to build up the fight where they kind of build her up to kind of almost your equal when, again, the accomplishments, it just doesn't add up?
Marshall a bitch, that's it. She's a bitch, and she's gonna keep being one. She's a hater. She wish she was me. She wish she had the belts, the gold medals, and she don't. So Marshall just want to be me. She wish she was black and everything. It's just sad.
At the O2, what a venue! How excited are you for that? How many people are going to be there?
You know, 20,000 fans is a lot of people. I haven't fought in front of many people since I won the Olympics, but fighting in London again, and then fighting at the O2 Arena, main event, the first women's boxing match to ever do it. I am what I said I am. People always, oh, you call yourself the GOAT. No, God gave me that name, and I just acknowledged it and told everybody else. And he told me that way before I even said it. And I was like, oh no, not yet, not yet. And then finally God just was like, let the world know what I have destined you to be. And I'm walking in that light. So the fight at the O2 Arena had Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgartner on the undercard. It's huge, you know. And when I first turned pro and I signed the contract, I just remember being like so scared, thinking I wouldn't be able to fight on TV. I don't know if I'm gonna make no money. I don't know if I have to find me a job. And to see that, I kept telling everybody that I was the female that was gonna change women's boxing. And the people that cared about me said, Claressa, you gotta be careful. We don't want you to get your feelings hurt. We know you are passionate, but just, you know. And I just told them, like, I'm giving this 100%, and I'm gonna be the one. So now to see that I am the one, and I've been the one, and I got all the belts to back it up, it's great. And I can't wait to see where women's boxing go after this.
We did a Zoom call with you a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed you had a Muhammad Ali poster.
Yeah.
Right on top of you, and he was, you know, one of the greatest trash talkers, and he was able to back it up. Do you kind of mold yourself in him? Because when it comes to trash talking and back it up, there's not many that are better than Muhammad Ali.
Nah, it's just me, Muhammad Ali, up in that category. And I think Deontay Wilder he was up there too. You know, his biggest test was Tyson Fury. He may have not got the decisions, but he definitely is a man who can walk the walk, though. Ali was just great all around, though. You know, I feel like if I was a man and I was who I am, people would call me the GOAT, like Muhammad Ali. But like, I always take a second seat to him. That's why I added the W to my, to my name. And I think that to be the greatest of all time, it's not just about boxing, it's about how you make people feel, how you change lives, you know, how you, of course, how you box, but also like, you know, just represent some. I feel like I do a great job representing Flint, representing Michigan, representing the USA. And I just love all people, and you have to be a special kind of individual to do that.
Claressa, every time you have a big fight, it's like a ritual. You come back here to the Detroit boxing gym and back to your hometown. What do you take away from that? Is it like recharging your batteries before you go?
We have media days before every fight, and I've always come here to Detroit boxing. And I think it just come with the territory. You know what I'm saying? And I just always show up, give my time, get the pictures, and promote the fight. I just do my best because I know that it's some athletes who won't do it, but I'm gonna come here and make sure that I put the time in every time, and I appreciate everybody that's here.
And as an Olympic boxer, you know, you had to travel around the world and perform, and now you're going over to England. Do you have any apprehensions? Do you have any concerns going over there before you step in there, or are you just going to take care of everything in the ring?
I don't have any worries about going to London and fighting. I'm not worried about the crowd. I'm not worried about Savannah Marshall doing dirty tricks. I'm not worried about refs or judges. I'm gonna go over there. It's a boxing ring, and that's where I reign at. You know, it's just me and her in there, and it's a ref. But the ref gonna do a great job, I believe, and I'm gonna put a hurting on Marshall. So hopefully he do his job and he protect her and you know, call the fight when it's supposed to be called, or else I'm gonna knock her out and beat her up pretty bad. But I'm not worried about that. I've done that. I was 77 wins and 1 loss in the amateur, so I traveled to 10 or 12 different countries and came out on top every time. So this is not nothing different.